Good morning and welcome to Josie K Tarot. I'm Josie K, and this is a reading I was guided to do for those whom are dealing with energies of helplessness and hopelessness. We need to remember that in heaven we are educated about this life called choice. We are given an option to decide if we want to come here and endure the test. We excitedly tell Spirit, Lord, God, the angels, whatever that means to you, that not only we are ready to take this journey, but that we are excited. So when we come here, we are all tested from the moment we are born. Some children go through difficulties. Some are raised by humans that have walked their journey and have learned a lot and are trying to share with their children what they have learned. Now, these feelings of helplessness or hopelessness are something that we create within our human nature. But God, Jesus, whomever the higher spirit is to you, has blessed each of us with an inner truth. And the inner truth is to keep us on target as to what our path is about. So for those of you whom are dealing with sadness, depression, anxiety, helplessness, hopelessness, maybe even suicidal ideation, this video is for you. We have all been there, and we will all go through periods of our life where we find ourselves there again. But it is in these moments where we are meant to get back in touch with our spirit, with the reason for why we came to this earth, with the perspective that this journey was going to be simple. Now, I don't know how many people have heard of the 7 chakras, but once we open ourselves to spirit, we can start to understand our truth. We are not to reject our Creator, but to listen to our Creator, who will guide us in the highest, best path. When we start out, say today, or whenever you are comfortable with the beginning of your journey, when we are not fighting ourselves to step into the journey that was meant for us, we are to pray before bedtime and then first thing in the morning. How many of you wake up and don't want to get out of bed? How many of you wake up and feel worthless, unfulfilled? The first thing one needs to do is to thank Spirit for the bed they are sleeping in, to thank Spirit for the blankets that they have on them, to thank Spirit for the roof over their head, the food in our mouth, and even the cell phone that we have in our hands. See, back in the beginning, people were born into harsh realities. Therefore, they didn't have to think so much about what they had to do, right? They had to get up, they had to kill an animal to cover their body with warmth, a blanket. They had to kill an animal or go and grow something to feed themselves. So the journey wasn't so much thought of ahead of time. The journey was about necessity. But in this day and age, we have been provided with so many things that we have forgotten to appreciate necessity. So every time you go to bed, it is time to ground yourself. Chakra number 1. The base chakra is about, what are my beliefs? It is important to believe that you were sent here for a purpose. You were sent here for a reason. You were sent here with gifts and talents and with a desire to go after what interests you. So for those of you whom are ready for this spiritual journey, it is important to start out with, what are my beliefs? Even if you have to write them down. And then we step into the second chakra of creativity. How am I going to create my belief day to day? What are the steps I'm going to take day to day to manifest what I believe about myself? Third chakra is about wisdom. Once we take some steps to connect out with others, to step into new journeys, to begin something that we believe in, what comes towards us are the energies of wisdom. So we have grounded ourselves with our beliefs. We have taken the steps to create what we believe. And we are starting to recognize the wisdom of what we are accomplishing day to day, what we are learning about ourselves. Now, the fourth chakra is about love and healing. As we connect out with others, the responses we receive are very spiritual. What we communicate and what is communicated back to us from others is actually Spirit's way of physically, psychologically understanding who we are because of the steps we have taken and because of the feedback we receive. The fifth chakra is about communication. As I am communicating back and forth with others, I am learning more about myself. I am gaining more wisdom and power because I now know what I want to communicate when it comes to my beliefs. Sixth chakra is when we come into an awareness of what we are manifesting. It's almost like coming out on the other side and saying, look how far I've come. I now understand that I have manifested all that is transpiring and the feedback because I grounded myself and I started with my belief. What makes me happy, what my soul purpose is, what my desires are. The seventh chakra is about spirituality. It is about the observation of the lesson that we created for ourselves, that we have experienced, and now in hindsight, what we have learned spiritually about this journey that we created. Because this walk isn't about other people. Yes, their communication and feedback is a spiritual way of understanding the response to what we started, what we created, what we were working on for ourselves. But it's not about other people. It is about the journey we were sent here to figure out. It was about understanding that that journey has brought us wisdom and happiness, and now contentment. So we need to start with a wish, and we need to take the steps to get what we want out of what we are wishing for, what our beliefs are about. So, for those of you whom don't know me, I went through a very difficult childhood. And I hit rock bottom at about, well, when I was under 10, which I believe is part of the journey of understanding human life, of understanding our individuality. But by 18, I had been rejected by both parents and found myself in a city where I had known no one. A city where I did not go to school. A city where I found myself in an efficiency apartment contemplating suicide. But I was guided, as we all are, to get to the most available church, whatever church was closest to me. And I ran to that church. I remember it was snowing, and I pounded on that door. And I didn't know who I was going to meet because I don't know, it was late. And to the door came a nun, and all I could say is, I need to talk to God. And the nun, opened the door and led me into a huge room full of pews that was empty, and a big cross with Jesus on it. Now, I don't know how long I sat in that pew. I don't even remember all of what transpired, but I do know that I was praying to God, Spirit, the dear Lord in heaven, to please help me come out of where I brought myself to be with my suicidal ideation. After some time, I walked back to that empty apartment where I had sat for a year alone, where I had been working for a part-time company, where I could barely pay my bills or eat. And I have to say, it was within a week after I broke that I went to a full-time position, that I received acknowledgement for the work I was doing, that I was led into a bigger, more financially stable position, and where I started to understand that the truth was exposed to me about myself, and that my efforts were not in vain. So the first thing we need to do is to trust and have faith through our prayers that no matter how long it will take, and it took me a year, that Spirit is indeed working on my behalf through my prayers to make my wishes come true, to bring the end to the suffering. Part of me was not being honest with myself, that I could succeed, that I could conquer. But one thing I knew for sure is that I could pray. It was free. And it was up to me to believe in myself first and foremost. So, for those of you whom don't understand numerology, 2019 adds up to be the number 3. And a number 3 year is all about creativity and celebration. So if you are looking for a job, pray and Spirit will bring you that to that doorway. If you are praying to understand how to manifest what you enjoy doing, what your beliefs are, Spirit will open a doorway to that opportunity. You see, back when I was struggling, I didn't have the internet. Therefore, it is mind-blowing to me that we have these platforms at our fingertips to share what we believe and what we can manifest with the world just by taking a picture and sharing it. But we've got to take the steps day to day to create this journey for ourselves. Some will see wishes come true if they get up and give thanks each day, if they go to bed praying for exactly what they'd like to see come manifest, their beliefs and the steps they are taking. The wisdom will come, probably for some within the next month, if you start this prayer and chakra journey as soon as you are ready. Wishes, hopes, and prayers will begin to come manifest when it comes to businesses and organization, our soul purpose, our hobbies, crafts, blessings, gifts, talents, and schooling. But some are going to say, I'm going back to where I was before. This journey is too hard. But it's only as hard as we believe it to be. So for those who are dealing with worthlessness, it is time to understand that you are an important child of God. You were sent here to figure out your purpose. You were sent here to find happiness and joy and to create it for yourself, through others, and most importantly, through the truth of prayer. So when you are feeling negative and an opportunity is staring in your face, it is up to each of us to recognize that the negativity is a human behavior, but that we have the ability to pray and bring forward the truth, our beliefs, and to stand firm with those beliefs, to not give up. Somebody will step forward and make an offer to a journey to make your wishes come true. Someone who has already walked that journey. We are guided to look for those who carry the light, because those who have been where you are at, and each and every one of us find that point of helplessness and hopelessness, because it is when we hit bottom, when things get most difficult, that we are to turn to our truth, which is spirit inside of us. Remember, 2 Corinthians 12. For when I am weak, it is then that I am strong. So when we are broken, get excited because we have no further downward spiral to go. We only have upward, and it starts with our beliefs. And we can come up with a belief, an idea, a focus, an intention at any time we so choose. And prayer and our physical actions will bring our soul purpose, our journey to manifest. But if we do nothing, Spirit will just wait for our cry. Psalm 34. I sought the Lord, and he delivered me from all my fears. John 14. Do not let your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid, because fears are a human behavior. We are bigger than that. We have been blessed with a journey and a purpose. Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous, for the Lord is with you. Faith is all we need to succeed. So for those of you who are willing to take a look within and to open your heart to prayer, to ground yourself and start the journey of the 7 chakras, to take steps day to day to create our beliefs, to learn the power we have through our actions, to heal from where we were, and to open our heart to the love of those around us who have been down the same journey, to communicate with others about what we want, to communicate out with others about where we want to go and what we want to accomplish, what it is we're working towards, sharing that with the world, and then coming into an awareness that faith is working on our behalf. Then and only then can you come into the 7th chakra of spirituality. Now you can tell those whom are spiritual because their heart will be open and their energy light. Those who have walked this path before you will open the opportunity to you. Accept it. Don't fight it. For this is a gift. So I'm going to be looking at the Guardian Angel deck by Doreen Virtue. Again, you don't need to start today. This can be a moment of thought, a moment to discover our beliefs. Right off the bat, in a circle spread, Spirit put forth the energies of the helper of action. These energies are telling you that you are blessed with wonderful things to do here on earth. And it would be great if you could take the time to make a plan first. So get busy. Follow your instincts and enjoy the journey. In the thoughts position of the circle spread, we have positive recognition. So within only a couple weeks of understanding what you were sent here to do at this time in your path, you're going to receive congratulations, recognition. People are going to want to hear about your beliefs. Your plans will have worked out perfectly if you have taken daily steps to create what it is that you believe about yourself. In the relationship sector of others, we have wisdom and learning. And with that, the spiritual teacher energies. There are great rewards in spending time alone as you understand the wisdom of your actions. Shine your light as an example for others to follow. For at some point when you understand your journey, others are going to want to learn from you. Others are going to want to help guide you. Again, always give thankfulness to those who are opening their heart to you. Understand that they've already been in the path of worthlessness, but they climbed that ladder of spirituality and they figured out their journey. And now they are spiritual. Now their spirituality is helping for them to lend a hand to you out of the kindness of their heart, because you showed your beliefs to another, because you took the steps and created the beginning of this journey. So in your creative aspects position of the circle spread, you are receiving the see clearly energies 3 weeks from the beginning of what it is you've decided to believe and create. It will then be time to see things from a different perspective. You will understand that you've been blessed with a gift to see past the current situation and to now envision amazing possibilities for yourself. Embrace your uniqueness and allow it to serve you. For what you are creating and what you put out into the world comes back to you tenfold. And that's why we have to come out of helplessness, create a belief, and take the steps to become who we were meant to become. So in the actions position, by the 4th week of creating and following and taking the steps when it comes to your beliefs, you will feel the energies of the 10 of abundance. Heaven will provide many blessings. Your family members and your friends will feel more bonded, as though things are starting to work together, as connections with others are starting to flow. For those who were worried about your family, your children, you will realize are now provided for, and that a comfortable retirement will one day come along. You've now taught others around you the grace from knowing what was wrong, and you should find yourself very proud that worthiness wasn't getting you anywhere, but your beliefs are. In the emotional aspects position, 5 weeks from when you have started to take action towards your beliefs, you will feel the energies of review and contemplation, recognizing that you have accomplished a great deal in your life and that you have so much to be proud of. It's time to continue to build off of what you have made come manifest and to decide what comes next. Not resting on your laurels. I got here now. What do I do next? You continue to come up with more beliefs. You continue to take more action, because our life is a continual journey. But we've got to step into the journey first so that we can free ourselves from the energies of helplessness and worthlessness. In your inner strengths position, within a month and a half to 2 months of creating your beliefs, of taking action, of understanding what it is you are learning about yourself, of healing and seeing clearly, and of feeling more love, you will feel the energy subconsciously of the healer of thought. It is time to clean up your life. Get rid of anything that clutters the space, that keeps you or makes you feel disorganized. You will start to understand the people who take and do not give in your life, and you will have the strength to release them. You will feel wise, insightful, and caring for others once again, as others opened up and cared for you. So day to day in this journey, in the day-to-day aspects of the circle spread, we have the 9 of emotion. This is a magical time in your life when wishes are granted and dreams come true. It may seem that good luck is following you, but actually, these happy times are your just reward for being not only a loving and caring, wonderful person, but for being strong enough to trust and to believe in yourself. So through this journey, Spirit is giving you the strength of the 7 of thought energies. They're saying you may have been confused about a situation in your life, and now suddenly everything will become completely clear to you. Whether the truth was revealed by your angels, disclosed by a friend, or discovered on your own, it feels great to be awake and aware. It's now time to free yourself from the energies of hopelessness, of helplessness, and of worthlessness. It is time to find belief in yourself. Many blessings to each of you as you walk this journey of self, as you push away the human behaviors and beliefs of worthlessness. You were meant here. You were meant to come here to find peace, joy, and contentment. And once you do, to share what you have learned with others who are experiencing worthlessness as well. And that's what your journey is about. If you'd like more information or a personal reading, I'm available at my email, which is josiek42@gmail.com. Many blessings of success in the year of 2019. And may you find not only the journey that was meant for you, but great and deep inner love, because God so loves you as He did His only Son. Take care and God bless.